Released in the course of his musical career, and is currently appearing in a hit West End musical, Time. And you've changed your hairstyle, so there's little red streaks in it. Is it yours?
Yes, well, it's yes and no. I wanted to look different. It's very difficult for me to look different because I've been around so long that people just know my face and that's it.
Yes.
So I thought what I'd do is, in fact, it's not done yet, but I spike my hair up here. And my hair doesn't grow like this. I mean, it's too wispy and thin. So I went to a place in London where they they call them extensions. And then what they do is they get a piece of the fake hair, like that, and they plait it into your own hair, stick a water-based glue on it, and then heat seal it. The only trouble was that they said to me, don't wash your hair for about 8 days. Well, we were in rehearsals at the time, and you know, when you sweat and perspire, I spent the first 5 days going like this the whole time. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But once I got over that, of course, I can now wash it like normal hair.
Yeah.
You have to be a little careful, but it's fun. And the thing about it is that because of the part, I can now go, I'm going to go every month and change the style. That's if I can think of a different style.
Cliff Richard turned Zig Sputnik star.
They've got nothing on me, folks.
Now, down to earth, on more mundane matters, what would you do normally on a Saturday morning?
My Saturdays tend to be, I stay in bed till as long as I want. I like to do my own shopping because it's very difficult when you're traveling to be treated normally. So where I live, I make a point of being seen everywhere. You know, I go to the local butchers and I go to the local supermarket and I get seen there. And I've been living there for 14 years. So when I come into the supermarket, they go, oh, blimey, he's here again.
Yeah.
And they leave me alone. And it's nice that. So my Saturday morning tends to be that. I'll walk the dog at least once in the morning, weather permitting. Well, even if it's bad weather, you still got to walk the dog, haven't you? My fans bought me a West Highland Terrier.
Oh.
She's a very sweet dog, but she's very belligerent. They've got their own minds, these Westies.
Yeah. Now, on to dress. Now, you're wearing a very smart Tashini top
Tracksuit.
And bottoms.
And bottoms, yes. This is not a hole in the trousers, but...
Are you a keep fit fanatic?
Not a fanatic, but I do like keeping fit. I mean, I went on a diet years and years ago when somebody in Coronation Street, you know, it's a lovely feeling when other famous people mention your name, you know, it's the ego gets boosted. But one of the characters in the show said, oh, I do love that chubby Cliff Richard. And I thought, chubby Cliff Richard? That's not the image I was trying to present.
Yeah.
I looked in the mirror, and there I was, really, you know, grotesque. So I went on a diet. So I've been on a diet for like, more than 20 years, believe it or not. And so I was into keeping fit in terms of food. But about 4 or 5 years ago, I met Sue Barker, and I got very interested naturally in tennis because that was her life. And I found I could play it, not brilliantly, but quite well. And it built my stamina up so that I found my concerts were easier to do. It helps me, you see. I mean, in this musical, I'm playing a 30-year-old. Well, I mean, I'm not 30, but I can fake it. So, but keeping fit helps me fake it.
Yeah. Now, who washes the socks in your house? I mean, do you wash your own socks, or does somebody else do it for you?
I've been known to wash my underpants and socks when I'm on tour, although I could use the hotel facility. But sometimes if you're only in the town one night, it's difficult to get laundry done. So quite often I say, right, bung everything in. You know, sometimes the hotels supply you with these little sachets of do-it-yourself soap powder.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So you fill your sink up and you foam it all up, and I stick everything in there.
And all the colour mixes.
Everything gets, well, I've got pink underpants and everything.
Oh.
What happens is you wash them out, and they're never dry in time, so you have to stick them in a plastic bag. And usually I'll forget them and find them when I get home, and they smell even worse.
Oh,
but no, when I'm at home, there's a lady that comes in and helps clean the house, and she does. In fact, you know, if you've got a washing machine, it's not that difficult, is it? You just throw it in. But
yeah.
I don't even have to do that. I'm really spoiled. She throws them in for me too.
Are you a collector of any kind? Do you collect stamps?
No, I don't. I went through a period when I was at school where I collected cheese labels. Do they still do that?
Cheese labels?
Yeah, you used to get these boxes of cheeses, and they were like from all over the place, and they had the most fantastic labels on them. And I mean, you get them from all over the world, so it was almost like collecting stamps, really, but they were far more colourful.
Now, you just had a #1 hit with the Young Ones, Living Doll. So how many #1 hits is that so far, Tim?
Well, I think that was my 11th #1. I mean, a lot of people think that I've had #1s all the way along the line, but when you spread them over 28 years, 11 works out like one every 2 or 3 years,
Yeah,
which is really a good way of doing it, because then you haven't got to live up to something impossible. If I'd had #1s all the way along the line, you'd be terrified all the time releasing records, whereas
yes.
my career's been sort of littered with number 30, a #2, a #1, then back to 5, and
I see.
So it makes it easier to follow. But this was a special record anyway. Working with the young ones was quite hysterical.
Living doll.
Okay, guys, ready, Viv?
Completely ready when you are, Shaky!
So what car do you drive now, then?
Well, I've got two cars, and I think to sit in a Rolls and to tell people that my other car is a Porsche is a dream. Those are my two cars.
Do you have a favourite meal at all?
I love Indian food. I love it. I guess because, you see, I was born in India. I mean, my family lived in India because of the British Raj in those days.
Oh, yeah.
So I was born out there, and I lived there till I was nearly 8. So I had the taste for Indian food, and to this day, if I actually had to choose a meal, I would tend to choose Indian food.
Of course, you wouldn't eat an Indian meal just before you went on for a performance of Time, would you? Because
I don't eat before I perform.
Not at all.
No, because it makes me burp, you know. I mean, any time you've ever seen me on stage, if you've got a microphone and you go, hey, usually I'm burping just about then.
Cliff Richard, thank you very much.
My pleasure, thanks.
Thanks, Cliff. Bye.